Uh, well, you get the sense that the people here, they're very influenced by their, beliefs and all that.
Yeah.
The beliefs are very easily,
Present
you
myself as the Messiah. Got it.
you could ingratiate yourself to them. Specifically, a good way to do that would almost certainly be to play up your involvement with a great reader of the stars.
Hmm.
Hey, she's calling me an angel. I'm basically already like holy to these plebeians.
Jerry, it's not
I
very
better
nice
be
to call
getting my
people.
feet kissed real soon here.
Why? Why are you and Nico just taking to calling everyone plebeians lately? What? I don't understand it.
No.
Like both of you are poor. Besides, it's not your word.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's not your word. It's
Now
that's good.
now I can accept you all saying life every now and then, but
But you're too
plebeian.
poor to be calling other people plebeians.
No, that's so good.
Fucking
Like I was like, okay, yeah, criticizing for God, but then it's like, no, you don't get to call people. Your broke ass does not get to call someone. That's so good. Jerry points out, I actually have quite a bit of money back at home. It's just what am I gonna do? Travel around with crates of gold coin?
Wait, we're
I'm
talking.
going on foot here.
We're talking crates.
All right, any money I make, other than what I need on me, send back to my kid. And, his dad, they keep it. If
You're
they need to use
married?
it, it's fine. No, no, I have a kid.
Oh, okay.
He has a wife. It's fine. It's,
Your kid has a wife? Why are you sending him money?
How real is this conversation we're having right now? Is this actually happening, or is this one of those non-existent asides?
Oh, I don't know, Lydia. Perhaps you should ask the person that's playing you.
about 13 years ago, I met a guy, Adam, runs a music shop, inherited it from his family. That was what we had a
Oh,
lot to talk about. He was interested in my shamisen. We got together. Turned out I left, but then realized I was pregnant, came back, stayed in town, had the kid there. I tried staying, it wasn't going well, and the two it was a fling. We weren't planning on getting married. We weren't compatible. He was a homebody. I'm a traveler, but he always wanted kids. So, and Adam was or and Kaoru was a boy, which we don't even know if Kaoru's gonna wind up like me. So we figured best thing for him was to stay with Adam. I visit at least once a year. At the start, it was more, 2, 3 times a
what?
year.
Wait, what?
Um,
Like you? What do you mean, blind? Blindness is generally not genetically transferred.
are you not?
Uh,
You've
I'll
talked.
lend. Nico, here, I got a book to lend you. Here you go. They'll explain.
Ooh, book.
Yeah, I hand him the book. I reach out. I collect it out of the cart. I think I still have the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 12th generation blind.
Wait a
But
minute.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I
So
wasn't
I
blind.
hand you a book, Nico, and
What?
it's basically, yeah. It's the which ancestor was it?
Her grandmother,
Ah,
Aki.
right.
Which, the main guy is Ryuga, uh, who would be her great uncle.
Right.
Because the only other boy, other than her son, the only other boy that was born was Ryuga, because that was twins. Um, and Aki was technically the older twin, for what it was worth.
So
Um,
yeah,
and
basically,
Ryuga did not go blind.
but her grandmother did, because yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's always it's always a daughter born first, and that's
Yeah.
and they go blind, and
And
that's the
it's
freak out with
Yeah.
her kid.
Yeah, so that's the concern that, I didn't have a daughter. My one child was a son, and, the blindness, I wasn't born blind. None of us were. We lose it about when we, during puberty. Um, my kid's actually right about the age that he would be going, if he does go blind, it's going to be starting, any day now. Um, if he does go blind, that means he has the gift with music, and he's not going to be able to stay put there at home. So I'm going to be back for his bar mitzvah, and then if it does look like he's going blind,
Wait, what?
I'll take over and we'll start traveling, and I'll teach him how to navigate blind. He's already very talented with music, but I mean, so is his father. And show him how to get around, how to survive in the world, how to travel. If he doesn't go blind, then I guess he stays with his dad.
Yeah, sorry, yes. You said bar mitzvah. I was like, Sherry's Jewish? Or it's actually
Yes.
just...
Yes,
What the-
she is.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so Judaism exists and the GameCube.
That was established multiple parties ago. I remember there's a joke about Passover. Like it's different. I think they literally passed over a river or a canyon or something like that. I don't remember the joke Neo did. I just remember there was something about what Passover is in the setting.
So yeah, like Lydian hands.
As I recall, I think that was Neo just declared that Cherry was Jewish at some point.
Can you just Can you
I
just
was like,
declare
you know
what religion? Oh wait, we already know what the. Yeah, his whole deal
Yeah.
is his religion.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Uh,
What
and we
religion
know
was
what-
bigger?
Zoroastrian.
Oh, okay. Somehow I felt that. Somehow I thought that.
Well, we already know. Well, I mean, he did this with Thistlewick too. Thistlewick's black.
I didn't know that.
You don't remember that?
I don't
That's one of. We were talking about how come are these Hemlock how
Oh,
come you're
yeah.
not making black Hemlock characters? And then Neo just declared Thistlewick was black.
I can't believe I blazed that trail so early on in the campaign's history.
So true.
All right, but yeah, no, he hands the book to Nico and he's like, "Well, that's it's the history of Cherry's great uncle, I believe it was.
My word.
She belongs to a pretty famous line of songstresses, tale tellers." So you should be.
I'm the 12th generation, like I said. I will say November pipes up, just that I didn't actually know that. And I guess Cherry sort of recounts, the broad strokes, going from the start. November takes some interest in that, but, doesn't really say much, just sort of nodding.
I'm pretty sure that you're going to pick up a few more tales before we're done here. Various stars falling on a town. That's, I don't know, that's got something portentous to it. And you got scared rebels, you got people they don't want knocking around here. I think we get this cart set up, we get a roof over our heads, and we figure out our first move, figure out who we want to be talking to.
Is Ava still with us, or is someone going to like escort her somewhere
Ava's
or
still just
something?
wandering around the card area.
Okay, yeah. Cherry, I will say, Cherry, fully understanding being a seer and everything, her connection with stars does sort of go up and putting a hand on her shoulders, like, you poor thing, I hadn't quite realized that must have been so difficult for you, being trapped in that hole, taken away from the stars.
Oh, yes, it was an ordeal. It was a trial, I believe.
Well, you did very well. Cherry gives her, a big hug.
Oh, thank you, Angel. And yeah, occasionally people just come up to her, recognizing her, and ask her if she knows any like guidance for them. And she just very, very calmly like talks to them and soothes them without really acknowledging like the whole end times thing that people are worried
Yeah.
about.
Cherry is, kind of milking the like she's staying close to Ava, is very like visually and just sort of like, kind of showing her interacting with her and whatnot and their closeness, sort of thing. She's leaning into the whole her being tied to the seer, having rescued her. She wants people to overhear the seer calling her angel.
Yeah.
Wow, a seer and a no seer.
True.
Actually, that's a specific thing. Cherry has Ava, like, holding, like, her hand or her arm to, guide her around. Not that she actually needs that, but.
Mhm.
Ugh, I'm back. Hello?
Cherry is taking advantage of this woman.
Oh,
Damn,
how?
Cherry, stop doing that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
how? In what fashion?
She's like exploiting her closeness to her and, like leaning in on the whole, like, you know, yes, of course, like, she's trying to get people to overhear Ava calling her angel and stuff like that.
That's
She's,
very good.
yeah.
But I mean, you've got to bet people are walking right by, going, "Oh, there's Ava. She calls everyone angel." She's just kind of like, just very friendly.
She wants people to know that she rescued Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fact.
Technically, she didn't call November Angel, she called November Guardian.
Guardian.
Ooh. Oh, Guardian Angel.
Lydian should be like, "Hey, I found some lost property. If you can give me a little bit of money, I can return it." But they might take that as a hostage.
Lost property.
But they might take that as a hostage situation and a very horrible way to represent someone. So, yeah, there's some downsides to the idea. Ooh. Oh wow, this town's tiny.
Yeah.
No, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not some sort of slaver. Also, this is my soldier who I don't pay other than providing food to.
For the record, I insist she should be paid, but she rejects it, so I really don't know what the morality on that says.
Likely victim blaming.
Chase him out of town as as November shoots everyone. Oh wow, they've still got the refugee intake.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic. Ironic.
Right. Yeah, I think once we've got the cart kind
Ironic.
of settled, I head over to Ava mid, calling Cherry and Angel and go, right, I think we ought to return you to what is it? Star Seers?
The Star Reader. They must want me back in one of the gardens.
I'm sure they'd be relieved to see you safe and sound, so let us walk you there.
Oh, very well. Let's go.
By the
Oh, the
by,
town is so
yeah,
lively.
I typed it out, but yeah, Lydian has removed his like Midas pin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cherry has a move, a play she could make, but it might be a bad idea. And on a metagame level, I feel like it's much more likely to be a bad idea than a good idea, but it would be interesting. I don't know if I should go for it.
If you can't tell us what it is, then you're just gonna have to
Oh
go
no,
with
I
your
can't.
gut.
It's Cherry's like her eyes like sort of look like a starscape, like they look kind of like a void with
Mm.
like bits and like hey, she's like a star seer, you know. Maybe that would make her more fascinated with Cherry. But I feel like there's a better chance this would be seen as like, you know, if it's anything to her, it would be like bad, is my fear. Like I don't
Yeah,
need Cherry to get suddenly ostracized or
I think you
decried as
need.
some heretical demonic thing or whatever.
I think you need more information on how these people might react before that's a move to.
Yeah.
That's a move to play.
Because that's something Cherry doesn't fully, understand how that works herself.
Mm.
She remembers what her mom's eyes looked like. And even then, each of them it's a slightly different like pattern, color, but
Yeah, Ava leads you to a very sort of around here.
Where's it? Oh, mostly residential. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a like very beautiful garden. There's some streams of water going through, people tending to it, and just like a sort of estate around it, within it,
yeah, Cherry
uh,
just
of the house.
Oh no, I guess that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. I was gonna say she comments, like to Ava, "What a beautiful garden." But you know what? She does say that actually.
Hmm.
Takes the gamble.
Yeah,
Not that gamble.
it's symbolic. You see, it's the storytelling. The
I can attest this is indeed a rather wondrous garden. God, I can't
Hmm.
say wondrous. Rather wondrous. I fucking turn into Jonathan Ross. A rather wondrous.
Well, this was the garden for the other star reader. I wonder how he's doing.
Now hang on a moment. This whole thing is for one man.
Oh, one man and all of his guests and friends and whoever else he feels needs to surround him.
So was your own abode something like this?
Oh, yes, very much. Though I felt there was need to, oh, not need so many gardeners. I was able to take care of the garden just fine.
Must be must be a little sore then for it to be torn away.
Oh, the stars will what they will.
Suppose
that's a good attitude to have.
it's a healthy way to see it.
And yeah, he she goes over to she she takes you over to the entryway to the estate where someone answers and just says, "Oh, Ava." And she sort of bows her head and says, "Indeed. Hello. Indeed. Hello, Jean." I was hope I. It seems I am to stay here now that my own garden has been destroyed.
You can
And
leave now.
Get out.
Out of my house. Bye.
I trust you've still got a few. I trust many of the rooms are still open. And he sort of coughs into his hand, says, "I thought you were gone." And she goes, "Indeed, I was. Why, I left on your little mission,
Oh
but
god.
it seems that I it seems that I had found myself trapped somewhere down, but now I'm up."
We found her in a hole.
Ah, wow, that's awful that happened to you. Of
I
course,
want to
I.
discern realities.
Yeah,
Who betrays lies with the tremors in his voice?
I
I'm
mean,
sure, right?
surely
Yes.
you knew that she'd
Oh my
become
god.
Lydian.
Oh
You know
wow.
what though? I'm not even gonna roll for this, but Lydian does say, "Well, I mean, surely you must have known she'd be coming back, Star Reader and all that."
Well, it's just when she was gone for so long, I assumed that she had found some other calling. But
Well,
it's good.
but
It's good that you've returned after all the city is in such dire straits. Perhaps another star reader is needed.
I like that with
Hmm.
as shaky as the sky seems, canonically November's like, or November, Cherry's like, I don't know, he sounds trustworthy.
Hmm.
she's just going, "Damn it! I'm used to dealing with such good liars that a bad one is throwing off my game." Sir, can you lie better so I can be calibrated? Well, Lydian is actually like, now, hmm. I mean, Lydian's feeling though like, sorry, I haven't rolled every fucking thing,
Hmm.
but
I find it funny that Cherry is the only person who can like try and discern like I think they're lying. Like that's a special move that
no, I
she
just think
gets
it's a
from
bit.
being
I just think
blind.
it's a bit kind of unfair to just like immediately try and do the same thing from my
Oh yeah.
perspective. Like, I don't know. This obviously ain't no rules. Like, because I also think, yeah, I think Lydian would be stupid not to go. This guy's lying, especially when he's also meant to be socially clever, but also,
No, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, to be clear, I think Cherry does think he's lying, but she's not like, oh, he's definitely lying. I
yeah.
can hear the vibrations or whatever.
But yeah, well, with her with her legends currently destroyed by the stars for whatever reason at my domain, it did seem the guards were insistent that she be put up similarly in similar steadings.
Well, I suppose you can make you can feel at home here then, Ava. And who are these people with you? Oh, these are the angels that guided me upwards.
We stumbled into the hole that had taken her and managed to get her out.
I
Just
believe
tied
the
a rope
angels.
around me and I lowered down.
The angels will be very, very helpful, as they have been to me for all the days I've known them. I trust that there's enough room for them as well.
Lydian is so relieved that
Oh,
he didn't
so
have to
true.
ask.
Yeah.
Lydian is
I
like,
was,
oh fuck, she said it.
hey, you know what? Mechanically, this is because of Cherry. Just pointing that out, Lydian.
Okay.
Cherry has her racial bonus.
You see, Gene scratches his head and just says, "I suppose there is. It's a rather large estate. Uh, I'll ask some of the gardeners to head to their own homes tonight."
Wow.
Uh, if we're
Now
heading,
it's Lydian's turn to go knock on a door. Right out of my room. I've been living here for 10 years. I said out.
Gene, I do very much appreciate I do very much appreciate that. But if it's not too much trouble as well, might I ask? I've only heard rumblings of what's been going on in this town, and now I've dropped off Eva. I'm thinking of setting down sticks here for a while, trying to help out. But could I get a clearer image of what misfortunes have been striking Yuma lately?
Right. Well, it seems that the stars have been falling from the sky, and yeah, there's been a rash of meteor showers that have crashed into our walls, into several buildings, and it's caused a lot of unrest, as this is the sign to some of a prophecy, a long known prophecy of the end.
What's your take on it?
Well, I don't believe in that prophecy. I believe that this is simply a test from the lords of our stars,
Thank you.
and that uh well, the true the star reader should be able to interpret their will and get us through this.
The Star Reader, are you not one yourself?
There's typically meant to be only one, but it seems Ava and I were both rewarded with the gift.
And your readings, do they align? I mean, typically?
We are in conflict at times.
This is like when there were multiple popes.
But I believe we are simply only ever seeing two sides of the same coin.
Wait,
So,
Ava, are you like or wait, I'm saying this like out of character, but addressing her directly, you. So I don't know. I guess this would be yeah, Cherry might not know this to know yeah, this would be Cherry being wait, so are you the two of you like head of state here?
Oh, no. We that would be the high priest.
Ah.
He's currently locked in communion, has been for several days with the sun touched in the
I
temple.
like I like the idea of them being like the dual heads of state though, where we did just effectively find like, you know,
the president just brought him
yeah,
back.
just in a hole. And you were like, can't we just find some psych ward to dump this crazy broad off at?
I like how you're also painted as irresponsible that someone's acting loopy and you're painting me as the fucking idiot for going, we should get the mental help.
I just find it very funny with the idea that this is like Madam President.
I put the president into a psych ward.
And in any case,
Again, I know she's not actually,
Yeah.
but I do love the idea that we went with that plan and then get to Yuma and it's like, you know, we see memorials for like, you know, our presumed dead president and it's just like paintings of her. Cherry clueless.
I just like immediately get the carton head back to break her out of the psych wards. Alright. Well, I presume
high
we're like
priest-
inside now. We're just kind of like
Yeah,
chatting
yeah.
in the house. Yeah.
and he's mentioning so the high priest and many of and his closest disciples are in deep communion with the sun touch to figure this all out. Meanwhile, the star reader, or I guess star readers, are it is our job to interpret the will of what is going, the will of the stars, see what exactly we might be able to do if the sun touched cannot guide us through. Meanwhile, that means well, governance is being held dually by some of the highest leftover priests that aren't communing with this untouched, and with the the more secular governmental offices.
So, what's your plan of action? Just weather the storm, endure it, see that it passes?
My plan of action is to get the Star's will to. I believe that they are instructing that the Star Reader, they may need to take control of a certain number of key positions. I, the stars have aligned to say that we've delegated too much amongst too many people,
So,
allowed too many inroads made by those without faith.
so you're not too happy about the secular branches of government, then?
I believe they're meaning well, but that perhaps someone more in line with the stars would do better to lead us through everything.
So these star fallings are a punishment, you might say, for recent changes in governance.
For changes that have been going on for many a year, many a decade. We perhaps have lost our way.
Hmm.
I'm
Li-
sure when Ava next reads the stars, she'll see it as well.
I'm sure she's got a lot of catching up to do.
What was this guy's name again?
Jean.
Gene.
Gene. First name
Don't
Billy.
know. This guy's definitely like not happy she's back. I think he made. You know what? This guy made the hole. November, shoot this man.
Nani?
I do. I'm just like occasionally looking between Cherry and I think Nico's tuned out of this conversation, but yeah, we're talking about secular governance and the corruption of it. Uh, well, what do you think, Nico? Think there's a scientific explanation with all that laid before you?
Maybe. I also should say out of character. I wasn't here because I had to run to the toilet real quick.
Okay,
So
well, I've been talking to the other star reader in town besides Eva, and his belief is the stars are falling because they've handed out too many positions in government and there's a secular wing. That's my understanding of it. I think it's more broadly like,
oh yeah, no,
it's too many people.
Nico's like, no, that's not how it works. The stars are giant, like balls of energy out in the aether, and they come down to when they come down here, they get pulled by our planet's pulling power. Which when they enter our atmosphere, this energy coagulates into hard stone.
You'll have to forgive my friend. He is a scientist from up north, and he tends to see the world in a rather mundane fashion.
I see it in the correct fashion. Government. Bah. Bah. Stars don't care about our governments.
Things that are real, astronomy, astrology. Things that aren't real, politics, economics, philosophy.
Nico working on a big chart of what things exist. I mean,
Bullshit.
argue all you want, Nico, but you are currently in a town where the stars are falling upon it.
Yes, exactly. And there's something here pulling them down. That's the only explanation. But not because of you put me.
Nico just taking a giant geological survey to work out actually there's a big like deposit beneath the town that makes gravity heavier here.
Like,
It's any wonder that Lydian can walk under such stresses.
Well, hey, maybe you'll be able to find more radioactive meteors
ooh,
or meteorites.
maybe this is it. Neo is giving us a second chance.
Oh, you know what? Okay. Well, then, Nico, why don't you get to work trying to figure out why the stars have decided to take it out upon this town? But try and do it without upsetting the locals if you can.
Lydian, when have I last upset the locals?
I look at Gene. Does he seem upset?
Yeah, he's a little perturbed by Nico's insistence that the stars care not for the goings-ons.
In the last several seconds, Nico.
Well, I'll be. Well, I would. Well, they're gonna be even more upset when I prove them completely and utterly wrong.
Maybe. How about right before Lydian realizing he might have just killed Nico by telling him to fucking disprove something like that in a theological city. No, Nico, all right. Whenever you come up with the theory, how about you run it by me first and let me workshop it into something.
Fine, I'll tell you first.
Yeah, run it by
Okay.
me.
I've said it before. I'm glad these people are like weirdo religious freaks just because it means that like Murray stays out of politics, so I don't have to grapple with the fact that she'd probably be a Republican.
I'm just wondering what it means that fucking Thistlewick set up his school near here. I mean, it was just good location, I guess.
Yeah,
It was sheep?
because of the Hydra in Bile
He was sheep?
May have been cheap. I mean, it wasn't cheap at all. He built a giant school beneath the water. That was probably unbelievably expensive.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean
Yeah, but
I
he
mean,
got a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
yeah.
He probably has the least money though out of the three of them though at this point.
No.
Yeah.
What I mean, Snake, is like the land was cheap.
Yeah, the underwater land.
Cheap.
So a lot of thinking about it, even if they're not there, like the no ones are still active, but like at least when Azora retires, she, winds up though she's in the Emerald Forest on the other side of Bile Deep, but like, I think some of the others also retire in that area. Murray and Bella live here. Thistlewick had his school here. I think the school's still active, he's just gone.
Yeah, he decided to go back to adventuring, but the school still exists. He left it in what he believes to be good hands, feeling that it wasn't really his calling.
Yeah.
After seeing the last party, he was like, "I miss adventuring. I'm out."
Mhm.
Or Bella.
I don't know if Bella's gone with. Has Bella gone with? Is she like the new?
Maybe that could be. That would be funny if she was going to try and find an adventure with Thistlewick, and meanwhile, finally something exciting is happening in Yuma and she's missing it.
That could be good. Maybe.
Thistlewick's having like a real like snoozer of an adventure. Like it's kind of like he's not even that old, but like midlife crisis. Like no, we gotta have an adventure, and it's just he's trying to force it. It's not organic. It's not.
It's not like last time where he just fell into a real adventure. He never learned what adventuring really was when you think about it.
I think Thistlewood could be an interesting character to explore more into, because I imagine he may, like, obviously he was a big part of that, he was the captain, but, like, Murray specifically, because she didn't want it to, Murray was the specific one who killed the King Under the Sea, and, like, Thistlewood got credit for that, though, and, like, the big specific thing, the big moment, the iconic moment. Like, even if the adventure was real and he was the actual captain of the party, like, there's some degree of fiction around it.
You also got the fucking sea named after him.
Yeah.
It's weird that in this sense he is a big-ish deal, even though he's just.
Yeah.
Even though really he just retreated into his fucking underwater fucking fantasy school and like, right, I'm running a shadow war on my old school.
Mm.
And then
He is, I believe, the most famous of all of our characters.
Weird.
I guess Ariana is probably the second place
Leon.
there. Oh, Leon, true.
Leon's pretty famous.
But isn't he more famous in like? Oh no, he is more famous here. Yeah, he just has his. Has it not waned in the years since he disappeared, or did he come back?
Maybe he came back. Who knows? Maybe he fixed Grimwood.
It'd be such a bitch move if he didn't fix Grimwood but came back. Used his wish.
I like the idea that Azora gave up on Grimwood. This place is just can't save this. It's better to go try and stop another place from turning into another Grimwood. Meanwhile, Leon shows up built different. He just handled it.
Leon built different. He just.
It's also weird to think because we started having bigger time jumps between parties. But party 2 and party 3 happened very close to each other. Those were within the same year. Barely a month or so apart. They might have even overlapped a tiny bit. I don't know.
Mm.
Anyway, let's get back to it. So I would say that. So yeah, Jean says, "Well, make yourselves at home."
That's mighty kind of you, Gene.
Billie Jean.
Can I?
So yeah, Cherry asks, so where is Ava staying?
Oh, I'll show her to her room.
Can I?
In fact, Ava, let's have a talk. All right?
Can I?
And
Can I
Ava
do
just says,
something real quick?
"Okay."
Actually,
Sure.
just I want to do this. Like, yeah, while he's leading Ava out, I want to cast Detect Alignment.
Okay.
And alright, when you cast this spell, choose an alignment: good, evil, lawful, or chaotic. One of your senses is briefly able to detect that alignment. The GM will tell you what here is of that alignment. So I want to just see good.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that so I can go ahead with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at as he's leading around, I'm looking at Ava and I'm looking at Jean. I want to just see. Let me just bloody. It's been so long since I've actually cast a spell. It's wisdom.
You don't see good in Cherry.
I mean, I'll look at Cherry as well, but I don't want to cast aspersions on the PCs. Hot
Hello?
fucking damn. Fucking hell.
All right. Yeah.
Hello?
The spells.
Is anyone there?
The spells effects are doubled. Fuck it.
All
no,
right,
wait, no, wait. Actually, no. I'm not going to empower it. No, it just goes ahead.
Okay. You see good in Ava.
Okay, and I don't see it in
And
Jean.
You do not.
Hmm. All right then. Well. Yeah, I just kind of do that. I just kind of shake, and no one notices me doing that. No one sees me activate the fucking the goodness sensors. Man, what a power to have to just be able to detect if someone is just good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What if
After he
you use
leaves,
that
I
one
just
on
kind of
Valerie?
turn to Cherry. I turn to Cherry and Nico, and is like, while our host is most gracious, I can't quite say whether
Oh,
we should.
I am disconnected.
Oh,
Internet cut out.
rip.
There we go.
Welcome back.
I detected.
What did Lydian see?
So Eva's good, but Gene is not. That's not to say he's evil, just he isn't good.
Yeah. I mean, neither is Cherry.
Fair enough. When I look at Nico, do I see good?
No.
Yeah, figures.
Nico's alignments is literally good.
No, it's lawful.
Oh yeah. No, Nico is good. Nico is fantastic.
I was considering whether it'd be smarter to go to check if they're like lawful or good, but I went with good just to cover more bases, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How about November?
Yeah, November. What do I see when I look at November?
Hmm.
I think I don't think she's good. I think
Yeah.
she is
She
neutral.
guess
strikes
not
me as
then.
neutral.
Yeah, you don't see
Yeah.
good.
But see, November is lawful neutral and Cherry is chaotic neutral.
Um,
Actually, checking for good is great for Lydian. It's very in character because then he's like, "Oh my god, they're a sucker."
Well, I already knew that. But yeah, but Ava isn't a useful sucker. Actually, maybe she is. She's got a high position in this town.
I take that back. I don't think Cherry's chaotic neutral. I think she might be true neutral.
There's an argument for lore if you take like her lore
Yeah,
as
exactly,
a matter
yeah.
of storytelling, of like narrative laws. Like
Yeah. And like, duty to the ancestor and sort of thing. Like, I think there is a degree of like I would just call her true neutral. She has elements that are both
uh-oh.
anyway, so yeah, you turn to the other three and
Yeah. Uh
Oh, I was gonna say, Cherry is going to follow Ava or try and follow
well,
Ava.
before she follows, Lydian does kind of turn and just say, "Our host is most gracious, but I'd be wary of him. I think you've already picked up that he has some designs that may not be thoroughly towards."
Cherry nods at that and hurries to follow Ava. She doesn't want to get separated and, cut off from her.
Lydian then turns to Nico and says, "Now, Nico,
Yes.
you're gonna have to be extra careful in this town. They may not like your sort around here."
Oh, it's so. I don't like them, so I guess.
Yeah, the feeling might be mutual. I'm just telling you not to act on it irrationally.
And
I
I,
always
as November,
actually-
spout lore about Yuma, the people, particularly their, like, military or guard or whatever.
Lydian, I'm
November to
always
spout lore?
acting rational.
Sorry, what was that?
You want a November to spout lore?
Yeah,
All right, switch to her and do it.
I was switching to her.
There you go.
Oh.
My
Well,
God.
Well,
I started out really hot on my rolls, and not
Not
anymore.
Not today.
That's my third 2-1 in a row.
All right. Now, first off, Nico, you don't act rationally, you act angrily. Putting down people because of different beliefs is not a rational action when you know there could be repercussions. November,
Yes.
make sure he doesn't make an ass of himself and get himself hurt.
Yes, sir.
I don't need someone November looking after me like some kind of baby.
Now,
Baby watch.
we're newcomers in town during a very, very fraught time, so we're going to have people gazing at us wondering what these outsiders want. And yes, other people have been coming in trying to make something of themselves out of the chaos, and frankly, we're not so different there. So keep an eye, make sure no one has some, make sure no one wants to do us harm.
November nods. And, turning to Nico. No, this will be good. I'll show you how to get by without drawing attention.
I guess.
It's an important skill. You don't want prying eyes on your inventions.
True.
Just remember the powdered milk idea.
Don't say it out loud. Someone here might steal it. No, they're not smart enough to figure out how to do it.
November actually cracks a little smile at that, at like Nico immediately getting very gung ho about, don't say that out loud, someone might hear it. Like, she enjoys seeing Nico's enthusiasm for.
It's the kind of stealth.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where Nico is going to go or do, but just November is going to start, coaching on, how normies act and like what stands out to normies and how to, sort of get around without attracting attention, how to blend into a background.
November is not the one I imagine would call people normies.
No, not in that wording, but
In
spiritually talking
Larimer,
about.
normies is actually military nomenclature for people not in the military. They're not
It's like
civvies, they're
instead of
normies.
civvies. Okay, now that I'm hearing it in this context, civvies does sound like a fucking 4chan term. Fucking civvies.
All right. Meanwhile, Cherry, you wanted to follow
Yes.
Ava and Jean.
Yes.
Are you trying to make yourself inconspicuous?
Not
Listen in on them?
particularly. Maybe a little bit, but like with, enough that if Jean just turned around, he would, like, she's walking quietly, but she's not like walking at a great distance. Like she is just, if he turns around, she'll be like, "Oh, I'm following Ava."
Right. So they're walking through the garden a bit, and Ava just goes, Narcissus in bloom. What a lovely group, what a lovely bunch of plants you have here, Jean. You have a good eye for them. They grow so wonderfully. They grow up, and up is where we need to go, Jean. And Jean is like, right, yeah. So, Ava, I was
Ava's
wondering,
kind of bent crypto.
he looks around and he sees Cherry and just goes like, uh, hello?
Hi.
I was, you're, following?
Oh, I with Ava.
I was kind of hoping to talk to her alone, Star Reader business.
Oh, you can just pretend I'm not here. I'm an attendant of sorts. I'm used to just being part of the background.
Um, and Ava just goes, it's okay, Jean. She might not understand what we're talking about, but that's fine. Now, what about the stars we need to talk about?
And yeah, Cherry sort of bows her head. I'll be as deaf as I am blind.
Yeah, Jean just sighs and says, okay, so there's the stars are clearly you've I've you overheard me telling them about what's been going on in Yuma. The end time prophecy seems to be coming to us, and well, as I have read them, the stars have told me that well, there needs to be a scribe for them, looking out for the people of Yuma, looking out for the faithful. And as you know, well, as you well know, there are two star readers, which is quite rare in the history of this town. Oh, yes. When I learned that I would have a companion in my star reading, I was very excited. Hmm. Well, I don't think it would be best if there were two of us leading spiritually. You know. would you perhaps mm, our readings are meant to be taken equally, but maybe
Equally
you can
dumb.
leave you can let me continue to read as I have been. After all, I've been reading the stars from this position for months without you. It might take you some time to calibrate. If we happen to conflict in our reading, perhaps you could just defer to me?
Ava, please don't star mog me.
Ava, no, stop.
After all, if it's to be believed you haven't seen the stars for months, some may think you have even fallen. Some may even believe you start to fall to madness without that.
I think she has already fallen to madness.
Yeah, Nico has immediately snuck away from November to just be a fucking RA theism poster right in front of
Maybe
us.
it's working. We haven't noticed them. You know, like November's lessons paid off real quick.
Yeah, he's learning.
I am curious. Like, I wonder how much did was November or no? Jesus Christ, was Ava? Was she always like this, or did she used to be normal before the whole?
Well, the guard said she's always been kind of weird,
Yeah.
but that it seems to have intensified. Ava, at Jean's suggestion, scratches her head and just says, "But we both know that my readings of the stars are more often correct than not. I admit I haven't seen the light in so long. Hmm. Well, Jean, I suppose I'll have to think about it tonight."
I'll see what the stars have to say about it.
And Jean just goes, "Yeah, of course. Please do. Let me show you the specific room you'll be staying in." And yeah, he leads her back towards the estate
Cool.
and brings her to a very a specific room, saying these are has nice amenities, obviously porch to walk out on to gaze at the stars at her convenience. And yeah, that's about it.
Mm.
Nice. So he leaves us be.
Yeah, he'll leave you be if you're going to stay with Ava.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, he leaves sort of trepidatiously, having clearly wanted alone time with her, but
Yeah.
he leaves.
No, yeah, Cherry's leaning in on the whole. Oh God, Austin is also playing Monster Hunter now. Um,
Wow, that
Cherry's really infiltrating, the sort of. She's really trying to become like Ava's inner circle, like vizier, attendant, whatever here.
Wait, do I not have
Uh,
Austin on? Oh yeah, I do have Austin on Steam. Oh, you must not be playing it on Steam.
No, he
no,
is.
he
Oh,
is on scene.
I don't see it. I see him just as online. Actually,
Wow.
not a single friend of mine is playing Monster Hunter.
How odd.
Well,
Maybe
I
you
can't
have Monster Hunter censored.
I don't think I
I
do.
can't do it. I mean, I can't do it right now, Snake. I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jean leaves you, and Ava just sort of puts her hand
Ugh.
on her cheek and it says, "Oh, deferring to him. Hmm.
He seems unhappy to see you return.
Oh, I'm sure he's fine.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm sure it's just a matter of I'm sure it's just a matter of having been worried about me that he doesn't so quite know what to say.
He doesn't speak with the confidence that you do when it comes to the stars. You're
Well,
so much smarter and cooler and prettier than him. You should get rid of him. I'm your only friend and ally.
well, as it came, whenever it came to our stool or to our reading, whenever we came in conflict, it seemed that it was often my readings that were went with. It did weigh on him, as I understood it.
He's mug. He's star mugging me.
He really is. And Cherry nods and like, I've seen many people where the jealousy eats at them like that.
Yet neither of them was smart enough to realize. Well, she wasn't smart enough to realize the stars aren't telling me he's sending me into a hole, and he wasn't smart enough to work out she would get back out of the fucking hole. So neither of
Just
them
because
won.
I mean, maybe the whole really was just a coincidence, but I really like the idea he engineered getting her in the hole.
Yeah.
In any case, oh, perhaps he's upset with me that I didn't complete the errand.
The Aaron?
Yes, I was to travel to Terrebonne.
sorry to hear that.
Wow. What were you going to do in Terabo?
Oh, I was to pick up certain materials, certain implements that he believed would help us. And then I
Oh,
was to make an inroads with some of the locals, stay there for a
Oh,
while,
good
and
luck
then
with that.
return.
Hmm.
oh, he really was trying to kill her,
Yep.
sending her to Terrebonne. Oh God.
I don't know what the stars are
And
like in Terrebonne. I doubt you can see them. Terrebonne strikes me as a light pollution kind of town.
No, it's just the stars don't want to be there.
Or they just blink out.
it's like hazy and swampy, jungly tree cover. So Cherry, she does sort of excuse me, thinking like, well, why was it you who was sent on a simple errand when you are the more valuable seer in the city?